Yo, what's good everyone? Welcome back to a brand new video, and today I will be giving you probably one of my more anticipated videos on my channel. Is because shoutouts to everyone from my last two Dark Magician videos that have been mentioning this one very card over here, and that is the brand new Link to Miasma Necromancer. So basically, in my last two videos I've been showing off some combos that have to do with a certain combo of cards, obviously, and a test hand that shows off the power level of Dark Magician. And multiple of you have mentioned below those videos, mentioning where's the new Link 2, how do you feel about the new Link 2, like how would a combo be like when it comes to the brand new Link 2 as well. So basically today I'm going to be giving you guys my initial thoughts about this card, how you are able to use this card when it comes to Dark Magician, and a lot more, and just basically what my thoughts are about this card, and how would this card be used in the nearby future. So without further ado, let's just get straight into it. Alright, so if you guys have been living under a rock, or if you just don't know what this card does in general, allow me to explain it to you. So basically, this is the brand new Miasma Necromancer over here. So basically, this is a Link 2 monster that basically uses two monsters, including a level, a dark spellcaster monster. And it says if this card is link summoned, you are able to you are able to add a level 5 or higher dark spellcaster monster from your graveyard to your hand. And the second effect is where a lot of people are talking about this card, and basically why this card is actually being brought up is the fact that the second effect of this card says you are able to send one spell or trap card from a hand or field to the graveyard in order to get an extra normal summon of any spellcaster monster. So basically, obviously, when it comes to the Dark Magician strategy, the extra normal summon would be dedicated to Magician's Rod, especially the fact that Magician's Rod is just a lot easier of a card to access with the new Dark Magician support, especially Dark Magician of Destruction. You are able to easily search out that one copy of Rod, and the card that basically kind of takes up that extra normal summon before the Rod would obviously be Primate Dragon Ether Barrel, because obviously being able to get access to your Primate cards, especially when it comes to a card like Primate Drill Beam, which is an Omni Negate for just for its normal summoning a monster, is actually really good. And a lot of people would not choose that over a lot of people would not choose the Magician's Rod over the Ether Barrel just for that very reason. But having the option to go into this card in order to get you a second normal summon is actually really good. So you're gonna get access to your your Primate engine with the Ether Barrel, and your Dark Magician engine with the Magician's Rod. So my initial thoughts about this card, I just think that this card's amazing. I think that this card, it could be very much of a mainstay staple when it comes to building any Dark Magician deck, especially the fact that you're just able to once again get an extra normal summon and be able to get a lot more resources than you initially would. But when it came to testing out this card, I find that this card is not exactly something that you would put that you would make it part of your main combo or anything like that, because like whenever I made this card part of my main combo, I felt like my end boards were just a lot weaker than everything else that I've tested so far. Take my last two videos for instance. Like I basically showed you how to play out those hands to the fullest ability, like probably like the most greedy lines, and especially the fact that you are going uninterrupted as well, basically getting those cards out there. So basically testing out multiple times and just seeing how going for a card like Miasma Necromancer compared to other cards, it creates a very big difference in my combos. But that's just exactly how I feel. I want to know how you guys are testing out this card, and if this card is basically just your mainstay combo line, or if this is just a backup card, like how I'm using it. Obviously I'm using this card to play around hand traps, because when it comes to this card is amazing when it comes to playing around hand traps. Like, let's say as if you have a card, if you have a hand of Ether Barrel and Magician's Souls, like you are able to just normal summon your Ether Barrel, that gets interrupted, then now you're going into your Magician's Souls by dumping a Diabell Star, and just being able to go for the new Link 2, and the Link 2 gets back your Deal Star and be able to get extra normal summon. I'm going to show you guys how that combo plays out with just those 2 cards going into the new Link 2, which is actually pretty good. But once again, I would not choose to go like for that card over something else, right? Because like, how do you know that you're just going full combo now, right? Like, it just basically, it seems very obvious to me, but like, it may not seem obvious to other people who are playing with the deck and people who are playing against the deck, right? So obviously, one thing for me, if they have not interrupted either access to your primary Ether Barrel, if they interrupt the normal summon Ether Barrel, Deal Star, or even Dark Magician and Destruction, I feel like your opponent doesn't have hand traps. Like, if they don't interrupt any one of those 3 cards, then I feel like you are just free to go on with your full combo, and there is just no need to go for this card. Obviously not. But when your opponent hand traps either one of these 3 monsters, or they hand trap you more than once, which is obvious that they can just go for like a double hand trap or something like that, they are just able to you are just able to once again just go for this card and you would just be fine there. But the thing is that I played the Magician's Rod at 1, so you are just basically relying on drawing that card somewhere or another if you're planning on not getting access of it through your Dark Magician and Destruction. So once again, like I said, you could just basically go hand of like your Primary Dragon Ether Barrel gets interrupted, you could probably activate Ready Fusion, go for your Sandwich, banish that for Dark Magician Destruction, that gets hand trap as well, and let's say you have access to your Illusion of Chaos, that can search out your Magician's Rod now, and then you can use both of those monsters to go for the new Link 2 over here, and then go for the normal summon of the Magician's Rod with this effect, and then that I feel like that would be fine for sure. But like, as mentioned before, I just feel like this card is just used for more of a like a grind game slash something you go into when you get interrupted by hand traps for sure. And this card in a grind game, from what I've theorized and slash been testing, I feel like this is absolutely insane. This card is like really good, like especially if you just get access later on in the game to both your Ether Barrel and your Magician's Rod, because that is very possible, right? Because obviously Ether Barrel has the graveyard effect of returning itself back to hand if you have a normal monster in your graveyard or on the field, and Magician's Rod obviously has a graveyard effect as well. When you activate a spell card, spell or trap card during your opponent's turn, you're able to tribute a spellcaster monster you control and to get that card back to your hand. So being able to get access to both of those cards during a later grind game, and just having this card to get 2 normal summons during a later grind game seems absolutely broken and nuts to me. So I think a card like this would shine in the later grind game, not in like a turn 1 combo, unless once again you're just getting hand trapped to death. So that's just my thoughts about this card right now. I still wouldn't change like what I really feel about this card in the beginning. I think that this card is great. I think that this card should be a mainstay card in your extra deck when you're building any Dark Magician deck. My only thing is I had an extra deck in mind. It's really tight, so I just really need to figure out what do I cut out in order to put this card in there. That's just more of a me problem, or if I end up releasing the deck profile of what I've been playing so far, then you guys can probably help me on saying like, hey, you should probably take this card out for this reason, and blah blah blah, things like that. And just the one thing as well, like obviously you guys have seen my last 2 combo videos. If you have not, it's gonna be up here somewhere, or it's gonna be in the description or comment section down below. Basically, you guys have seen that I have gone for IP Masquerena. IP Masquerena is a mainstay. It's just one of the cards that I really go for throughout every combo that I can go for it. Especially the fact that Gaze at Timaeus has a downside where your Red Eyes Dark Dragoon gets banished during the end phase of the next turn that you after you special summon that card. IP Masquerena is a card that allows you to play around that downside really well, and is also the fact that you are able to access more than 1 Dragoon negate during a turn at a time. But the thing about it is the fact that IP Masquerena, you need non-link monsters to basically go for that card. And the fact that this card is a link monster, as soon as you go for this, and especially like depending on how simple your combo is or how simple your board is after getting hand trapped, you just can't go for the IP Masquerena anymore due to the fact that this is a non-link, and obviously the card that you summon, which would be obviously the Magician's Soul, the Magician's Rod, you just can't link those two cards off into IP Masquerena. So obviously a card like SP Little Knight is really great, is really well, but comparing that compared to something else, it seems very lackluster. But like obviously, like playing through hand traps and in a simplified game state, that's really good. It's insane. Like SP Little Knight is still a really great card. Like a lot of decks still play it nowadays, especially the fact that you're especially in the fact that we're going to be entering this format now where interruptions like that, like those one-to-one interruptions like Pank, SP Little Knight, like any of those cards against like any one of the three decks like Yummy, K9, or like Draco Tails, like those one-on-one interactions are really good against those decks now. And especially if the ban list were to hit us soon with like cards that basically push it to be one of those mid-range formats again, like I feel like those cards are great, those cards are fine. But depending on when these new Dark Magician cards come out, and especially like however many more ban lists that we go through it, by the time we get those cards, like is it still going to be a mid-range format, or is it going to be going back to a combo format? Like only time will tell when it comes to those things. But like I do hope that we are in a format where these new Dark Magician cards are able to shine, and especially the fact that you are able to just show off every single card, including like your grind game with the with the new Link 2 Necromancer over here is absolutely great. It's insane. We should be getting this card in the next core set over here, so there is a possibility that this card does come out before the rest of the new Dark Magician support as well. Or maybe, hopefully, I think this is too soon, but if so, maybe these cards do come in the tins. Because like obviously these new tins are just like showing that you are gonna get a reprint of Magician of Chaos for whatever reason, that ritual monster that not a lot of people use. It kind of makes me think that we are getting these cards in here, but that's obviously too like it just sounds too good to be true. It does. But if they do, I'll be great, I'll be happy, everything like that. But if not, we'll just keep waiting, and obviously we'll just be able to get access to this card first. So I'm gonna be showing you guys a quick combo over here of basically how you use this card in the combo, especially when it comes to getting hand trapped as well. So without further ado, let's just get straight into it. Alright, so we are back over here. We have ourselves a nice like two card combo. This one's a little bit weird because you do need 2 discards over here, and I'm gonna show you right over here. It is specifically, one of them needs to be a spell or a trap card because of the new Link 2, and the other one can be literally whatever discard that it could be. Yes, this is a hand that does require a lot, but you are gonna be getting a free draw in here. So basically whatever draw you get, you can use that card for your discard and basically just save this one, and then after that you just be left with 2 cards in hand. Instead of just 1 card over here, because obviously this is still a combo that will still go for your Dragoon as well. So without further ado, allow me to show you what you have to do here. So obviously right over here, you go for a normal summon of your Ether Barrel, and then you're going to activate your Ether Barrel effect to go for your Lordly Load. Lordly Load effect will activate, and then you're going to add your Drill Beam, and then you're going to activate your Magician Souls here to dump specifically a Diabell Star here in order to special summon itself. If you're wondering why Diabell Star, you're gonna see why in a second here. But obviously what you want to do, obviously you're gonna get Magician Souls, discard a spell, get a random draw over here, and like I mentioned before, you can use this as your discard over here, or if you already didn't have a spell card to get to be your way to send to activate your Link 2, then that would be really great as well. But obviously you still get a free draw in here with the Magician Souls. And then after that, you're gonna activate your drill beam over here in order to set it, because you control a primate monster. And then after this, you are gonna go link 2 for your new Miasma Necromancer. And then you're gonna activate the effect of your Miasma Necromancer to add Diabell Star from your graveyard to your hand. And then the thing about this, right, is the fact that you are not able to activate or use the effect of the Diabell Star for the rest of the turn because of the Necromancer effect. But I believe that you are still able to special summon this card because that is not an activated effect. It's just like the Cashiers as well. Like, the summons of those cards are not activated effects. What is considered an activated effect is the Shining Star cards, like the DarkMagician, for example, is an activated effect. The Gondora is an activated effect. Not the Diabell Star, not the Cashier card. So this is why I believe that you are able to go for this. But for whatever reason, if I am not able to go for this, please let me know in the comments down below, and I would like to see why would I not be able to do this. But I believe I am able to do this for sure. So obviously you're going to special summon your Diabell Star by discarding the random card from your hand, and then obviously no effect because you can't use it, but you are still able to banish it to go for your DarkMagician of Destruction over here, because this is a level 6 or higher spellcaster on the board that's present when you activated a spell trap card recently. So a spell card recently. Sorry about that, but yeah, you should still be able to do this for sure. You're gonna activate the DarkMagician Destruction effect to add yourself the Magician's Rod from your deck to your hand, and then now you're able to activate your Necromancer effect in order to send a spell or trap card from your field to field or hand to the graveyard to normal summon your Magician's Rod. And then you're gonna activate your Magician's Rod effect, and I believe at this case over here you are able to go straight for your Gaze of Timaeus over here. Once again, it does depend on what the other two cards are. Say as if you already had access to your Diabell Star, your hand would be a lot better, but like obviously we're just basically just using just those two cards in order to combo out, for example. But once again, just go straight for your Gaze, because like already you don't want to waste a Soul Servant just to get the one card that you could have just searched anyways. So that's already just the one thing right there. And then you just link these two cards off in order to go for your SP Little Knight over here. And then you're just gonna set a card, activate, and then you're just gonna call your DarkMagician over here. So obviously this is gonna be your board over here. It's not as great as the other DarkMagician combos that I've showed you before, but it still does something, right? Because you still have access to 2 Omni Negates and an interruption in form of the SP Little Knight over here. So let's say we go into our opponent's turn, we would activate the Gaze of Timaeus almost right away, because we are just gonna keep this DarkMagician on board. This, like we were saying, that this is just not an Ether Barrel, is just a random card over here, just so you can use your discard with your Dragoon. So that just go straight for your Dragoon, and this is just your board when you're going into your opponent's turn. Obviously really cool thing over here, obviously we just go SP, banish that as something else, Dragoon, discard a card, and then obviously one thing you do, you go for your Drill Beam, get rid of your opponent's last thing, and then after that you just go Magician's Rod effect to tribute the DarkMagician to add this card back to your hand, so you can get guaranteed follow-up for sure. And then obviously something as well, you just draw it for turn, and then during your standby phase you get yourself the Ether Barrel over here. This is something that I did mention previously in this video, that if you like, it is really easy for you to get access to both normal summons, even if you didn't normal summon the Magician's Rod at all, right? Like, you could just use it as your discard for Dragoon, because you do have a setup like this where you have your Primate cards and your DarkMagician on board, because like once you activate your Drill Beam, you don't need the DarkMagician on the board anymore for the rest of that turn. So you're just able to go ahead, activate Magician's Rod in graveyard, tribute the DarkMagician, and add this card back to your hand. So like, say as if you didn't use the Link 2 for whatever reason, you have access still to your double normal summon, and especially the fact that you had 3 interruptions against your opponent as well. So being able to just have access to these cards for follow-up and have interruption like that as well is absolutely insane in this deck. And this is why I do believe that the Necromancer, even though we did use it last turn, like this setup is still possible, depending on what you have in your hand and what you search with what cards and everything like that. And then you'll be able to later on go for the Necromancer and get the extra normal summon after that, so you can just out resource your opponent as well. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy this. Definitely an enjoyable card, and I do hope that my thoughts about this card as well is actually something that you either thought of, you didn't really think of, but now you're kind of open to the thought as well. Or if you even if you didn't like it, just tell me why in the comment section down below. I would love to hear you guys out. Just be nice about it as well, because like obviously Dark Magician community over here, we all want to try to figure out these cards, and especially for you guys that have requested the link to video as well, like this is it. This is my impression on this card. Please tell me, how did I do? What do you think? And everything like that. And obviously tell me anything that I might have missed as well, because like I'm not perfect. I just started testing this card out recently, so obviously I didn't get time and hours to do this. So obviously there's only so much that I can figure out in such a short amount of time as well. I took literally only like half an hour to figure what this card out, figure out what this card is, what it does, like how am I able to integrate it in my combo, everything like that. So please let me know once again, like what do you think, what did I miss, anything like that. So thank you guys so much for watching once again. I hope you guys have yourself a great and wonderful day, and I shall see ya in the next video. Peace.